This is the day we throw off the chains of slavery. A thunderous roar erupted from the Congolese crowd, but in the front row, every European face was ashen. Just minutes into his inaugural address, Patrice Lumumba had already shattered the carefully constructed illusion of a peaceful transition. His words, a fiery indictment of colonial oppression, landed like grenades in the gilded halls of power, signaling the end of an era. For centuries, the heart of Africa beat strong, a rhythm of resilience, community, and untold riches. Yet, for centuries too, that beat was muffled, silenced by the iron fist of colonialism. A continent carved up, its resources plundered, its people subjugated. But the spirit of Africa could not be broken. It simmered beneath the surface, waiting for its moment to erupt. That moment arrived on June 30, 1960. Independence Day for the Democratic Republic of Congo. A day meant to be a celebration of freedom, a promise of self-determination. But beneath the pomp and circumstance, a storm was brewing. In the opulent Palais de la Nation, a young, charismatic leader named Patrice Lumumba stood ready to address the world. The King of Belgium, Baudouin, had just finished his speech, a patronizing lecture cloaked in paternalistic language, praising Belgium's supposed civilizing mission. The assembled dignitaries, a who's who of European power, nodded in agreement, expecting more of the same from Lumumba. A polite thank you, a pledge of cooperation, a continuation of the status quo in all but name. They were wrong. Terribly, catastrophically wrong. Lumumba stepped to the podium, and what followed was not a speech, but a declaration of war. Not a war of bullets and bombs, but a war of words, a searing indictment of colonial oppression that ripped through the carefully constructed facade of civility. He spoke of the humiliation, the discrimination, the brutal exploitation of the Congolese people. He spoke of forced labor, of land theft, of the denial of education and opportunity. He spoke of the countless lives lost in the name of profit. He spoke of the Belgian, a supposed peacekeeping force, that had terrorized the Congolese population for decades. It was a truth they did not want to hear, a truth that exposed the hypocrisy at the heart of their empire. But here's the thing, the detail they tried to bury in the history books, that speech. It wasn't even on the program. Lumumba wasn't to speak. He seized the moment, defied the script, and unleashed a truth bomb that reverberated around the world. But wait, what if I told you, he wrote the speech, in the bathroom? Why it matters now? The echo of Lumumba's words still reverberates across a continent grappling with its identity. The quest for true African leadership isn't some dusty history lesson, it's the urgent question of our present and the key to our future. Because when African leaders dare to serve the people, the potential can be dizzying. Consider Thomas Sankara. A military captain with fire in his belly and a vision for his people. In 1983, he took the reins in Burkina Faso, a nation crippled by drought and dependence. Sankara refused to play the victim. He rallied his people, not with empty promises, but with sweat and soil. He understood a fundamental truth: a nation that cannot feed itself is forever beholden to others. He launched ambitious agricultural reforms, redistributing land and empowering local farmers. The results? Staggering. Within just 3 years, Burkina Faso transformed itself from a food importer to a nation approaching self-sufficiency. Imagine that, a nation breaking the chains of dependency in a single presidential term. He wasn't just growing crops, he was cultivating dignity. He built schools and hospitals, fought corruption with an iron fist, and challenged the very structures that kept Africa in chains. Sankara, like Lumumba, understood the power of an independent Africa. But here's where the story takes a chilling turn. Sankara, the man who dared to dream of a self-reliant Africa, the president who inspired a generation, he was assassinated in 1987. A coup, orchestrated by his close friend Blaise Compaoré, brought his visionary leadership to a brutal end. And Compaoré, he would rule Burkina Faso for the next 27 years. Lumumba's words that day weren't just a speech, they were a declaration. A declaration of independence, yes, but also a declaration of intent. An intent to control Congo's destiny, its resources, for the Congolese people. That scared the colonial powers then, and echoes even louder today. Why? Because that same struggle continues. The fight for true economic independence, for self-determination, for the right to benefit from our own land. Lumumba's message remains a rallying cry against neocolonialism, reminding us that freedom is never truly given, it must be relentlessly fought for and vigilantly guarded. It's a blueprint for African leaders today, urging them to prioritize their people above external interest. We're the legacy. Show your support for Pan-African ideals. Get your Patrice Lumumba tribute merch, from powerful tees to inspiring posters, starting at just $29 at pornoafric.com/merch.html. Double tap and follow at Pornoafric for more daily truth sparkles.